Hello boys and girls, this is Undershield of course, and welcome back to another gun review in Battlefield 4. We're gonna take a look at all of the pistols now, and as usual I do these reviews by feel. It takes a very long time. I get about 100 kills with each gun, compare them, and use a few different attachments on them, and basically decide what they're good for and if they're good for anything at all. As usual, this takes a very long time to do, so make sure you share it with your friends. Like it, favorite it if this helps you to pick the best pistol for you to use. First pistol we're gonna take a look at is the P226. It's the starting pistol in Battlefield 4, of course. You can also unlock the M412 REX by playing the single player campaign. It's a Magnum revolver that I like to call the T-Rex. The P226 has 16 rounds in the magazine with one in the chamber. I'm using it here with the laser sight, compensator and red dot sight. It has a high firing rate, and like all of the pistols in Battlefield 4 except for the revolvers, it has a really quick reload speed. The next gun we're gonna take a look at is the M9, and it is quite similar to the P226 that we looked at before it. It has 16 rounds in the magazine, has a quick reload speed, just like all of the other sidearms except for the revolvers again, and it has a decent firing rate. However though, I don't know, this is just how I feel that it is, but I feel like the P226 has a more manageable recoil, so I can more easy stay on target and kill my enemies. However though, I'm not 100% sure if this is true or not. I'm gonna talk more about what the issues with the game is right now, making it a little bit difficult to review these pistols. Next pistol we're gonna take a look at is the QSZ92. It's quite similar to the two previous pistols, only that it has one round less in the magazine, and it is a decent reload speed, but as you see here, it has a really nice firing speed, and it's still pretty easy to keep on target. So at close quarters, this is a really good panic pistol to rip out and just hose the enemy with a ton of lead, hopefully making you the winner of that encounter. The next pistol we're gonna take a look at is the MP443. This was one of my go-to pistols in Battlefield 3. The MP443 together with the Magnum and M1911 basically made up my dream team of pistols. I hardly used any other pistols at all in Battlefield 3, but in Battlefield 4 it's just not as good. It doesn't feel as good. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad pistol. It got 18 rounds in the magazines, reloads fairly quickly, you can keep on target pretty good, and it has a decent firing rate, but it's just something that kind of makes me want to avoid it in Battlefield 4. I don't know what it is, it just feels a little bit off and not like it should be. Okay, the next pistol we're gonna take a look at is the Glock 18, the noob favorite. And don't take offense now, because I make these reviews mostly for beginners but also for veterans, and this is an excellent beginner's pistol. It is fully automatic, 20 rounds in the magazine, and it spits out bullets I think at 800 or 900, maybe even 1,000 rounds a minute, and you simply just melt your enemies at close quarters. The only really bad things about this gun is that you're gonna run out of ammo super quickly in it, and it is virtually unusable at range. But at close combat, in a panic situation, the Glock 18 is your best pal. Next pistol we're gonna take a look at is the FN57. It's a lot like the Glock 18, big magazine, 21 rounds, and a very low damage output per bullet. However though, it's not fully automatic, so you're not as easily gonna win close quarters engagements with this one like the Glock 18. However though, you're gonna fare a little bit better at longer range, but honestly I would still prefer the Glock 18 over this one, because simply the low damage output per bullet is just too low to make it good at any range other than short range. Next pistol we're gonna take a look at is the M1911. It has 8 rounds in the magazine, a high damage output per bullet, and a pretty slow rate of fire. This used to be one of my favorite pistols back in Battlefield Battlefield 3. Like, I loved it. I usually got 2 or 3 enemies with just 1 magazine with this puppy, thanks to the high damage output, even though it has very few bullets, only 8. But in Battlefield 4, due to the netcoding, a lot of the bullets seem to be missing, even though I should be hitting. Next pistol we're gonna take a look at is the 93R. It got 21 rounds in the magazine and it is burst mode. And this is a great thing now in Battlefield 4 when the netcoding is a little bit broken, simply because you need a lot of bullets on target quickly to be able to win firefights when the netcode isn't really working, and being able to shoot 3 bullets at the same time is freaking great. It's basically like the Glock 18, only that it works good at medium range as well, so this is definitely a pistol to look out for. The next pistol we're gonna take a look at is the CZ75. This is a little bit of a special pistol. It is semi-automatic, it got 11 rounds in the magazine, so a little bit lower than most other guns, but it also has a little bit higher damage output. It's kind of like a mini 1911, just that you don't do as much damage and you have a few more rounds in the magazine. I gotta say, I personally quite like it, but I can't really put my finger on if it's good or not, simply due to the netcode kind of making me miss and kind of making me doubt if I hit or not. The next gun we're gonna take a look at is the 44 Magnum, my absolutely favorite pistol slash revolver from Battlefield 3. Sadly, DICE just took a huge fucking dump on it in Battlefield 4. Every single gun in this game fires immediately when you hit the trigger, except for the Magnum and the REX revolver. They actually have a 150 millisecond delay between you hitting the firing button to it actually firing. So not only do you have to guess where the enemy is gonna be when the bullet hits, but you also have to take account that your bullet isn't gonna fire straight away when you actually hit the firing button. If you haven't unlocked this gun, try it out on the firing range and you're gonna notice what I'm talking about. It is just horrible. The only good thing about this gun right now is that it has a really high damage model of, I think, 50 at close range. The next pistol we're gonna take a look at is the Compact 45. This should really be like a mini 1911, but it's more like the ZZ74 actually, the red camoed gun. I might have said the numbers the wrong way there, but it has only 11 rounds in the magazine. It does a little bit more damage than most other pistols, with the drawback of course, the smaller magazine and a slower firing speed. It is quite easy to keep on target and it feels accurate and nice. However though, due to the busted netcoding, it's very hard to say if this is just an okay gun or a very good gun until they actually fix the netcoding. Last gun we're gonna look at is the M412 REX, or as I like to call it, the T-Rex, simply because it was a beastly pistol in Battlefield 3. It was quite similar to the Magnum, only had a little bit less good iron sights and shot quicker. However though, I personally prefer the Magnums. I never really played with the T-Rex much in Battlefield 3, but I know a lot of people loved it. But sadly it is busted just like the Magnum. The delay between you pressing mouse 1 or your firing button is not as high as on the Magnum. I think it's only 80 milliseconds instead of 150, so the T-Rex is a little bit easier to use, but that delay still is gonna cost you a lot of battles, sadly. Okay, time for the last and most important part of the review video, the actual verdict. Which guns slash pistols slash revolvers are the best ones to use in Battlefield 4. However, due to the broken netcode, it is quite hard to say exactly which ones are the best, so I'm just gonna go which ones are the best right now when the netcode is broken, and then mention the ones I think will be the best ones when the netcode is actually fixed. The best pistol to use in close combats, especially if you're a little bit of a beginner, if you're a noob and you panic a lot when you run out of ammo, is most definitely the Glock 18. Nothing is better than the Glock 18 when it comes to those panic moments, when the enemy is right in front of you, you run out of ammo and you just need to kill him or he's gonna kill you. The best overall pistol right now, I would say, is the 93R. It takes a little bit more practice, but it's still a really good pistol, especially for medium range, thanks to the burst burst mode. You can easily pick off enemies at medium range, but also thanks to the high rate of fire, you can also pick them off at short range. Not as good as the Glock 18, but almost as good, and that's good enough for me. With the netcode fixed, I still think the Glock 18 is gonna be the supreme leader when it comes to the close range engagements, but with the netcode fixed, you might have a lot of fun with the QSZ92 as well, simply because it is a semi-automatic pistol that shoots extremely quickly, so you're going to be able to pick off enemies quite well at medium range as well with it. For those longer range engagements, I really think the Magnum 44 and the T-Rex would have been the absolutely best pistols, but due to the fact that they're not bugged in any way, it's just a feature that DICE added to them, and I don't think they're gonna change them. The M1911 is definitely gonna be the best pistol when the netcode is fixed for those longer range engagements. As usual, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to rate the video, comment, like, share, all of that good stuff. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.